This is no time for foot fetishes. We've got serious problems as a country. I know people want to try to divert onto other issues. I know Donald Trump and a lot of his people have been focusing on things like footwear. I'll tell you this. If Donald Trump can summon the balls to show up to the debate, I'll wear a boot on my head. This is a time for substance.
Florida Governor and GOP presidential candidate Ron DeSantis is still struggling with his socially awkward demeanor, even as he attempts to take jabs at Donald Trump following Team MAGA mocking him over allegations that Ron DeSantis is wearing boot risers to make his appearance a little taller than he actually is. It's been dubbed Bootgate. It has been the comedic relief that we've all been looking for during this awful news cycle. But here is what sparked the entire controversy.
Can you bring this one clip? I know you were on, what do you call it? On, what was it? Bill Maher, and Bill Maher talked about the boots. I've seen you walk with these boots. Go ahead and play this clip. This on TikTok went viral. It doesn't have 1 million views. It doesn't have, 10 million views. This thing's got 1.2 million likes. And some people are wondering,
what are they? I haven't seen that.
They've not shown this to you. Okay, no. What they're trying to say with this is that in your boots, you have heels.
No.
That's what they're trying to say.
Those are just standard off the rack Lucchese.
How tall are you? How tall are you, Governor? How tall?
5'11".
5'11". Okay. Why don't you wear tennis shoes and dress shoes?
I do wear tennis shoes when I work out. Yeah, 100%.
You do?
Yep.
Okay, I got a gift for you. I'd love for you to wear, okay, I shop at Ferragamo, okay, and
I don't accept gifts. I can't accept it.
I totally get it.
I'm sorry.
I have to say, look, Patrick Bet-David is Armenian. And saying I shop at Ferragamo is the most Armenian thing I've ever heard in my life. I've been dying to say that as a fellow Armenian. It's just, Armenians love the fancy clothes. It's who they are.
He's the best at that. He's like, listen, bro, like not a lot of people, like I like you. I think you're very cool, but these people are saying horrible stuff. And then he just quotes the horrible stuff straight to the guy's face. Bro, that can't make you happy. Can't make you happy, can it?
So good. It's so bad, good. Right? It's
just the meanest. Good. It's meaner than if someone showed up and was like, I think you wear lifts in your shoes. It's like, bro, a lot of people, I'm looking out for you. I'm your friend here. It's like psychological warfare. And I am so here for it.
Same. Now, after that appearance, of course, the Trump campaign is going to jump on it. Hours after the Politico article's publication on Tuesday, the campaign sweatily declared victory, calling Bootgate the kiss of death for the man once seen as Trump's top rival in the Republican primary pool. Instead of telling the truth and just being comfortable in his own skin, he resorts to borderline psychotic behavior by lying to the American people, the campaign crowed. Is that what this country wants in a president? And they also said, Ron is going to wish for more pudding and in-flight biohazard stories instead of having to deal with his shoes that are more appropriate for America's next top model than the campaign trail. Yeah, look, our political, arena should not be an episode of Mean Girls. But honestly, I'll take this. I'll take it. I'm into it.
Nikki Haley said, she's like, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. I can tell you, I've always talked about my high heels. I've never hid that from anybody. She said, I've always said, don't wear them if you can't run in them. So we'll see if he can run in them. Like she's making fun of him. Like Nikki Haley's making fun of you. And I love when he's like, this is not the time for foot fetish. Beg to differ. Anytime's a great time for foot fetish, especially a presidential race. And Donald Trump has tried so hard to stay out of these debates. I think he's not a very good negotiator. But in this situation, did you see what Trump, by not participating and holding out for the debates, has negotiated himself into? A head-to-head debate with Ron DeSantis. And Ron DeSantis has offered to wear a boot on his head the whole time.
He's got to take it.
If Trump doesn't say deal, at bet, done, 100% get me in there, what I would love that. Because if Ron takes the boot off his head, Trump should walk off stage and just leave. And everybody's like, come on, Ron, put the boot on your head.
You know what? You're right. I mean, Ron DeSantis is really taking a huge risk here because there is some chance that Trump will take you up on that offer given what you just proposed. I mean, I would. And look, Trump really hasn't needed to attend these debates. He keeps rising in the polls. And Ron DeSantis is dipping in the polls. Now, if you look at an average of the polling, Ron DeSantis is still in second place, but I do want to show you who's actually seeing a little bit of a rise in the polls. So let's go to the Real Clear Politics average of polling. So this is an average of all the polls that have been done on the GOP primary. And as you can see, Donald Trump still has a massive lead of 59.3. DeSantis is still second place if you look at the averages, and that's 13.4. Nikki Haley rising in the polls to the point where if you look at the average of polls, she's at 8.3. Now, I want to take a look at the bigger picture because this next graph will show you, honestly, depressingly, how Trump has been rising even as these indictments are being carried out and worked through. I really didn't think the indictments were going to have a negative impact on his race. I think Democrats who are hoping for that are delusional. But if you take a look at this chart, you'll notice that DeSantis, who's represented by the green line, has been steadily dropping in the polls, while Nikki Haley, represented by the red line, has a very slight uptick in the polling. It's hilarious because never Trump Republicans are super giddy about that. But it doesn't matter who's second place. What matters is who's first place. And Donald Trump is still first place by a lot.
The saddest thing about that graph is that after Pence dropped out of the race, his percentage was not affected. It just kind of stays at 3.4. Poor baby, poor baby.
It reminds me of Peter Griffin from Family Guy when he like stubs his toe and he just like sits there. Can pay.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. We also love it if you hit the join button below because that makes you a member, and members allow us to be independent, honest. We can be as progressive as we want, no corporate media influence, and that's all because of you guys. We love doing the show with our members. Hit the join button, become one of the Young Turks.